Kikinisku. Hi, hey.
What's up, guys? What's up, Anon, Rook? What's up, my boy? Ron, how you doing? Antonio, welcome. Roger's special guest? Nah, Roger's not special guest. It's the Nasdaq King, Zeems. Zeems, say what's up.
What's up? What the Nasdaq King?
Best Nasdaq trader in South Africa, King Zeems. I'm not trolling you. I'm being serious.
Guess the music I'm listening in the background.
Tell me.
Coffee, boy.
Black coffee?
Coffee shop.
Oh, the ones that I showed you.
Yeah, bro. This thing makes you relax while you trade, bro.
Just gonna wait like 2 minutes, guys, and we're gonna do a full breakdown on GJ and gold. You can kind of see at the moment what I am looking at. I have marked out some zones already. Just gonna make sure. I don't know. Can they hear you on the stream?
I think so. I don't know.
Just can you guys hear Zeems? Is it loud enough? I can turn it up. Balas, good morning. Good morning.
Can.
Okay, so you are loud enough. Are you listening to me?
I was.
Okay, cool. Okay, there's a few people here. Let's do GJ first. Okay, guys, so we're going to be looking at a bit of a GJ breakdown at the moment. We can go through some market structure, and then let's go through what we're going to be looking at throughout the day, as well as the zones that we're going to be marking out. So you can see that the weekly on GJ at the moment is extremely bullish. You can see that we have currently pushed up a lot this week. We didn't even have a bottom wick yet on the weekly time frame, and we've broken last week's weekly high. We've also pushed up above this sort of previous level of support, so this is where we could have turned that into resistance. So at the moment it does look like we are going to continue bullish. Drop down to the daily time frame. Yesterday, another very bullish day on GJ. Was able to catch a few nice buys towards New York and at New York open, so that was amazing. And then we also had this resistance level, which we do need to worry about on the higher time frame. So obviously we are coming up towards the daily resistance. If we can get above that daily resistance level, we're probably going to come up to about 156.750. We do need to see a daily candle close. Obviously, again, we could be seeing a little bit of a pullback just based off of exhaustion on the higher time frame. So If we're going to be looking now at the lower time frames or the 4 hour and below to try to find some zones to trade into, you can see that obviously this daily resistance is made up of this 4 hour resistance, and we have rejected it multiple times, so that's going to be quite a strong level. I'd also be looking at current price. So current price, you can see at the moment we are stuck in a 4 hour range. We need to either break out of that 4 hour range, and that needs to be either above, I would say, about 154.429. Obviously, when we drop down the lower time frames, it's going to make a massive change to where we're going to be marking out these zones, but that is the most relevant resistance, and this is probably our most relevant support level at the moment. The reason for that is obviously if we break above these levels, we have clean candles to the left, and if we break below these levels, we also have clean candles to the left. So that's where I'm looking for either buys or sells. Market structure as well on the daily is bullish. On the 4 hour, we are still bearish in market structure, but you can see we've been very bullish recently, so we are still trending bullish because our 30-minute market structure is also currently, it's actually quite tight. I'd say that this was our high created by this point down here. We exceeded that, and now we haven't really got a candle close above this level. So technically, by pure technicals, we are still 2v2, but I would definitely be looking more so for buys. You can just see based on the last few days, we have been extremely bullish. Now we can obviously adjust our zones. So I'm going to move this down so that we have clean candles to the left. So that's our support area. You can see we are trapped in a very, very bad range at the moment. And if we're looking at resistance, I'm going to move this up. I'm not going to mark the top of this wick just because it is quite a strong rejection wick, but I'm anticipating that with volume, if we get candle closes, we can push straight through that. If we go look to the left now, you can see, okay, we can possibly come up to these sorts of levels, so maybe 154.810, we can mark that out with a white line. We can get rid of this. This is a much higher level. And then if we're going to be looking for, let's see our range here, yeah, about 18 pips, so that's more than enough to trade into. And then if we're going to be looking at sells, I would say we can possibly come down to about 153.824, and at the moment we are obviously trapped in a no trade range. So you can see price at the moment is just consolidating. There's no point in even looking for anything at the moment. See what else we got here. Anon, what are you going to do now? Oh, trading might not be for me, guys. Anon, don't worry. There's plenty of jobs out there. Any influential news events today? Let's go check out the news. I think there's FOMC later, yeah. So there's a lot of US dollar news today, guys. So if you are trading anything US dollar related, just be careful, because obviously we have the retail sales coming in. This is some high impact news. The number change that they're expecting is also quite a big percentage. That could move the markets a lot. Then obviously we know FOMC statements. Those are coming in a lot later this evening. So 8 o'clock my time, which is, you know, very, very late. These are all coming through, and these do move, historically have moved the markets a lot as well. So definitely something to look at. I'd be a bit careful if I was trading, you know, anything US dollar related. So anyone trading gold, just be slightly wary. We have, yeah, 4 minutes till market open. And let me just quickly introduce the special guest today, guys. So obviously you guys, you know, ZMC is one of the members, but he's also probably the best Nasdaq trader I've ever come across in my life.
Nah, brother, stop.
So he's gonna be talking us through his trading journey later on or after London Open, and we can also ask him a bunch of questions about Nasdaq because he will teach us.
Because not right way.
Podrex, welcome. Oh, it seems.
Yes, sir.
Got a chart in the Telegram here from Rourke. Let's just check that out.
What? Thanks, baby.
Okay, we got market structure 2v2. I think that is correct. I haven't actually looked recently. Weekly's going to be bearish. At the moment it is still technically bullish. Daily still bullish. 4 hour is also technically bullish, and 1 hour is definitely bearish. So I actually have it as 3v1, but it's going to be by Wednesday, because this afternoon this weekly candle will be our weekly structure, and then we will have a 2v2. So yeah, that's more or less right. Let's just see your zones though. So you have potential sells below 1912.45. That's fine. Got a little bit of range here. Obviously it is not the greatest area. You can see we have a support level here, so we could reject within that wick, but I do see price coming down to those levels if we get a bit below there. You have buys above 1919. Let me just check that. What's our range here? Yeah, 30 pips, so this could be a much earlier area, but again, you're just buying into a previous level of where price consolidated, so that could be a bit more risky. And then more sells below 1904, so they'll be down below this level, that's fine. And then more buys above 1931. Well, you just need to wait for price to clear these resistance levels, because obviously if you're taking buys above 1931, you have this resistance level right here, so you need to be careful of that. Rather wait for price to get above 1935, but that is very far away. Beginner trader, could you explain the difference between wicks, ticks, and pips? Well, I have to say I don't even know what a tick is myself. I can tell you what a wick and a pip is though. So a pip is obviously just like price points. So when price moves a certain amount, it's measured in something called pips or points. Either one. You can see here the way that you work it out on different currencies or different pairs is going to be different. So this, when price moves $1, that is the equivalent of 10 pips. And on GJ, you look at the decimal points. So when price moves a certain amount, that is the equivalent of however many pips. You can just use this measuring tool and click where you want to start off with, and then just drag it, and it'll calculate the amount of pips. So pips determines the amount of, money, or the amount of price difference. And then that obviously, once you're in a trade, determines the amount of money you're either going to make or lose. And then also that's your lot size is depending on that as well. A wick, this is a wick right over here. So what that indicates is that price moved into this area and then got pushed back down. So this is basically like a shadow. So price was in this area, couldn't maintain that price level, and then came back down. And you can see the difference between a wick and a body is the body is obviously where we closed. So that is always looked as a candle body, whereas the wicks are where we rejected technically. So you can see we came into that price area, couldn't maintain that price, and then came back down, and then this is our body. And that's going to indicate whether we have a bullish or bearish candle. Okay, so this at the moment is our pre-London candle, which is looking terrible. We're closing in the middle of the range, not much we can do at this point except for wait. So it's very important to wait for a candle close and then to be trading in a time of high volume to be able to clear through this wick, guys. That's whenever we have high volume times, and this is exactly why I trade market opens, is that's when price has the capability and potential and volume to push through certain areas of rejection. So that's exactly why you trade a type of high volume, so that these rejection wicks we can just push straight through. Not much volume at the moment. Definitely no trades on for the time being, guys. We are coming down a little bit on... Let's do a full analysis quickly, because obviously there's not much happening on GJ. We are trying to push up. Let's look on the 4-hour time frame. Yeah, we're trapped in this range at the moment. We do need to get out of that. That closes in an hour though, so once that candle closes, we're going to have a much better idea of where we could be heading. I think that could be our catalyst candle to then start moving up. Let's just wait and see. Based on the hourly, yeah, not great, not great.
GJ's pumping, eh?
Yeah, it is pumping a little bit, but you see we're trapped in this range right now, so we could reject the top and just come back down. What trader platform would you recommend for a beginner trader? MetaTrader. Or if you're looking for broker, IC markets for sure. But yeah, use MetaTrader and you shouldn't have any problems. MetaTrader 5 in particular. Just gonna keep this open on my other screen quickly so that I can keep an eye out on price. Okay, let's do a quick breakdown on gold, guys. So we see weekly market structure by technicals is still bullish, but let's just class it as bearish because we can see that by Wednesday this afternoon that we are going to have a bearish candle. So that means our market structure on the weekly is bearish. Our daily market structure is still bullish because this is obviously our high and then this was our 2 or more candle pullback. So we're only going to be bearish below this point. At the moment, obviously we haven't exceeded this point and we haven't created a new high. So we are still bullish. However, you can see, I spoke about this on the Discord calls yesterday. If you're looking at the daily candle formations, we're respecting daily candle highs. You can see we're continuously respecting daily candle highs and we are not respecting daily candle lows. So that is a very strong indication that we are going to continue with this bearish momentum. And when you see higher time frame candles forming like that, it often gives you an idea of where you could be heading. You can see here, yesterday's daily candle closed below this level of support. So what I could be expecting now is once we break this daily low, we come down to full this range that we have to this previous daily support level. That's obviously based on like a type B for the members, that when price breaks below a support and then we wick back up and retest it. So we've got that daily top wick and then we break that closing candle, that we can come down and fill the range. So on the daily time frame, that's about 100 pips away, so obviously it is more than enough to trade into. But now what we need to do is correlate the time frame. So we need our higher time frames to match up with our lower time frames, and what we're going to do for that, drop down to low time frames and try find some zones in which we can possibly enter into. If we just go look at the daily time frame to see if we've gotten a proper retest of the support level, you can see if we go now to the 4-hour time frame, we have formed resistance on this previous level of support. So that is more or less our retest being completed. Now we need to find some more zones to mark out. So obviously we have this very strong rejection wick once again based on the 4-hour time frame. So what I'm going to do is just mark out more or less the middle of that. And then we obviously also have this resistance which we formed on the 4 hours. So once we break above that resistance, that's a strong indication that our retest wasn't completed properly and we could come back up to 1930. But if we do want to continue bearish, we do have some clean candles down till about 1901, which is our, that's at that daily level of rejection. Now we can drop down to the 4-hour time frame. This is where we're going to be looking for some possible entry levels and where we can be looking for some potential earlier entries. So we have clean candles to the left above 1922. That's what I was saying about if we break above that level, we obviously aren't respecting the retest, and then we could come back up to about 1930. If we're going to continue bearish, we do need to see some clean candles. It's going to be very hard trading into this wick, but what we could potentially get is a wick full and come down to 1900, around there, 1907. And we have a support level over here, which is exactly why we rejected that level. So I'd say there is a possibility that we come down to about 1907 and fill that wick if we get the right candle formations. That's what I'll be looking for. GJ at the moment is shocking. So let's put in here. Let me just quickly adjust this a little bit. Go to our 30-minute time frame. What is the best way of determining volume? By just looking at the candlesticks. Chart is their way. Best way is literally you look at, well, I can tell you when the best volume times are going to be, and that's going to be at your market opens. But another way to look at it for non-market open times as to when we're going to have volume is you literally measure candlesticks. So you take your measuring tool and you measure, okay, how big is this candle? This is an 80 pip candle. And then you look at the time of that, and then you do that for, let's say, a whole week. You look back at historically how much did candles move at a certain time, and then that way you can determine when is there most volume in the market. And that's why I say it's very important to choose a pair which is either related to the session that you trade. So if you're going to trade pound yen, I highly recommend trading the London session, because that is when obviously the British banks are opening, and that's when the pound is going to be getting a lot of volume. If you're going to trade gold, I would suggest trading gold during New York Open, because again, that's when all the US banks are opening, and that's when there's going to be a big surge of volume in the US dollar, and that's going to move gold. Can you please explain market structure on gold? Yeah, for the 4 hour. Okay, so again, this was our high which we created. I don't know, sorry Sandy, I don't know which liquidity provider you're using, but I think you may be using Forex.com, but for me, these are all pauses. So these are all one candle pauses. So these are not classified as pullbacks. So what I need to do is find a 2 or more candle pullback, which created that high. So we look back here, here's 1, 1, 1, here's 2. So here's 2 or more candles. So that gets classified as our 2 or more candle pullback. Now what we're going to do is we're going to mark out the low. So there's your low. Let's just mark that in green for now. We need a candle close below this level to flip our market structure bearish. You can see we've got candles wicking down to that level, but we didn't get a single candle close below that level. So that maintains our bullish for our market structure. But if this candle closes below 1913.93, then our market structure on the 4 hour is then bearish. I'm still much more interested in sells on gold though than I am buys. That's for sure. You can see gold is ranging quite nicely at the moment though, so we could be expecting a move at some point. GJ, just stay away from at the moment. Let's just get back to this. Sorry, Sandy, I hope that does help. This is a liquidity provider. Liquidity provider are the people that provide us with our pricing. So you can see here, Forex.com is who I'm using. There are hundreds, well not hundreds, but a lot of liquidity providers, you know, under FXCM, and they provide us with our pricing. So this is how we know what or where current price is and how current price has been. So they record all the pricing. If we're going to be looking at the fundamentals for the today and then obviously the rest of the week, I did chat briefly earlier about how we have FOMC coming up a bit later and also some news this afternoon on the US dollar. if we are going to be looking at tomorrow, this is where we do have some very high impact pound news. We have the official bank rates, so this is very important, and this is all going to be at New York open time around there. So very important. We also have unemployment claims coming in, which are going to affect the dollar. Good to see you back. Thank you, Blip. Welcome. And then we obviously need to be, if we are trading any pound related pair, just need to be quite aware of this is at a time of high volume as it is around New York open, and it's going to be some very high impact fundamentals, so just be careful of that. Then on Friday we don't have much that's important. We have some really early morning news, monetary policy statement for the yen. I'll definitely be asleep during that time, so won't be affecting me. There is a possible earlier buy above this level. I'm just a little bit... I don't really want to buy gold, to be honest with you guys, at the moment. Much prefer it above 1923, because then again that's going to be the break of our 4-hour retest, and then that's confirming to us that that retest wasn't a proper retest, and that we could continue back up and then do a complete retest and come back down. Thoughts on a gold sell at 1913.53, or would you say it's a bit risky? 1930.53, yeah, Rook, that's definitely where I'm looking at gold sells below this level. You got 3v1 on GJ. I have GJ as everything bullish except for, so weekly is bullish, daily is bullish. Yeah, 4 hour for me is still bearish. And then my 30-minute is certainly bullish. Or by pure technicals it's bearish because we didn't quite close above this area. But I'm just gonna say that I'm much more bullish, and I'm probably only gonna be looking for buys today on GJ unless we get below this level. So as a new trader, I heard that some candles can't have wicks. What is the reason behind this, if there is any? Just means that there's absolutely no pressure of that sort on the candle. So you can see here, this is a perfect example. This bullish candle did not have a bottom wick. What that tells us is that there was no seller's pressure in this candle. It did not have a bottom wick. So, well, not that there was no seller's pressure, but there was a lot less seller's pressure. Often if a candle doesn't have a top or a bottom wick based on the direction in which it closes, that will mean that there's a very good chance that it does flip in the other direction. Something to take into consideration. I'm just going to be right back, guys. I'm going to just go to intermission screen. I just need to get a charger very quickly. Sorry about that, guys. Just had to get a charger for my headset. Seems you still there?
Yes, sir. Actually.
Okay, just checking. I'm gonna call upon you for an Nasdaq breakdown just now.
Haha. Nah, way. Can't have nice.
just gotta wait, guys. Just got to wait.
Bullish push.
That's 30.
No, saying the next GJ can.
Oh, yeah. That's. I also kind of want to see this 4-hour close above this level, and then the next one to fill this wick maybe.
Probably gonna fully weaken pulse it.
Yeah,
Yeah, see there's the volume coming up.
I hope so. Morning, Sharif. Good to see you as well. It's been a while, but glad to be back. Yeah, I think GJ could. Gold's actually looking better though.
Gold sales, nah?
Mm.
Yeah, but gold also Friday. Look at it.
Yeah, it's not great price action. Also worried about this 1 hour level because like you can see the rejections we've had on the 1 hour.
Look down, it's respected. And look, the price wick down, they look at
Exactly.
up.
Straight rejection.
But it gold is like with this consolidation, it's gonna have a massive push back. Plus that FMOC.
Yeah, exactly.
Gold is probably gonna do some move today.
Yeah, I actually think, to be honest, if there's a time to trade gold, it's probably going to be later on when all the news is coming in, and if you want to see like a proper push, you know. Nicholas,
Yeah.
welcome. What you say, Zeus?
Pretty news for that video.
Let's not even talk about that one NFP with you.
Yo, boy. You're on the page today, no, eh?
They say I need to turn you up. That should be fine. That should be fine.
Should be fine. Ooh.
Matric is killing me. Yeah, Matric's not great, eh? I don't miss a single thing about Matric except for sports.
I miss school, to be honest.
Do you miss school?
Yeah, but I just do like, how can I say? Have fun, man, with the Owens or the gents.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
Fool around in school. But the homework and stuff, bro, and tests, tiny, you are.
Potential buys above 154, 463. I'd wait for the buys that we're looking for at the moment, which are going to be above 154, 604, just because obviously you have this sort of rejection level, which you see your line is cutting through the body, so you can't have that. Your lines need to be either in the middle of the wick or at the top of the wick. Market structure 3v1, it's technically 2v2, but 3v1 is fine because I can see that we are more or less bullish on the 30 minute. We are trending bullish anyway. Potential sales below 153, that's perfect. Risky sales below 154.073, also fine. Got clean candles to the left, just a little bit counter trend and against the daily sort of trends. Yeah, otherwise this is fine. Just something quick to look at on the daily time frame, guys. Very similar to what I spoke about on gold with breaking lows and respecting highs. On GJ, we are doing the exact opposite. So you can see our daily candle formations. Since this candle here, we have not broken a candle low. So we've just been respecting candle lows, and we've consistently broken candle highs. So when you see that on the higher time frames, this is definitely something to look at. You can then identify that, okay, that we are very, very bullish, and there's a good chance that we're going to continue that trend if now we do break this daily candle high, and then we have obviously this range to fill as well on the daily up to this resistance level. That's why I'm very, very interested at the moment in some GJ buys. Sports is lacquer, yeah, it definitely is. Teacher shouting at me for doing bad at school when I made more money in one day than their monthly salary. There's just something. Teachers definitely have a sort of power complex where they are put in a position of power and definitely abuse it because, you know, they know that the kids can't talk back to them, and just the system. Yeah, teachers weren't my my favorite either. But it's if you can have a good teacher, that's like one of the best things you'll ever have as someone who's young. Like a teacher who actually cares about their students. Definitely one of the most underpaid jobs in the world because it is a very important job.
True.
Bro, teachers on chip seems, it's scary.
What?
They hardly get paid anything, bro. Teachers.
Oh, it's the Euronews, bruh.
Euronews.
What?
Where did that even come from?
Oh, I missed the entrance straight.
You missed
School
the
is
entry.
Mm-hmm.
Gold's coming down. I think I
There's
want to
gold.
wait for a candle close though.
Close 7 months. Let's hope gold can get it close. Otherwise, yo.
What's up, Nick, my boy? How you doing? Gold sells soon. Anon. I think those gold sells are calling your name. I'm actually feeling very confident about possible gold sells. It looks like it's going to go. I think I'm going to... Very tempted to take below this level here. But then there's 5 minutes till this candle close.
Go on a bit.
I was trying to close trades and teacher took my phone away and saw how much I was up and was saying it was a demo when it wasn't. Let them believe what they want to believe. What confirmations you're looking for? Candle close most probably. 15 minutes broken the previous 15 high and come down into this range. Price has just rejected from here quite a few times, which is why I'm very scared to take an impulse, because it's rejected here once, twice. Yeah, it's going to be a lot safer to wait for that close, wick up, and then break below. But we also have 5 minutes left for this candle to close, so that is running the risk of price just coming straight down. And you know how gold moves, there's a very good chance that it's going to do that. Teaching is a respectable job. Very, very respectable job, that's for sure. Just not a lot of them do it properly. Cheers, dude. Have to go back to school. Cheers, Nick. Good luck. Can you please look at... Let me just quickly do that before you go off to class. I'll just do a 30... Just look at possible zones on the 30 minute. I have to say on the 30 minute it looks terrible. Suppose you could say that's a relevant resistance area. You're rejecting this area a lot, so maybe a candle close below here to fill this wick. You also had clean candles to the left there. So I'd say, yeah, this is the range that you're stuck in at the moment. I wouldn't really try trade within this range. Market structure, you will have to work out for yourself. I'm just not... This looks bullish. Yeah, this is bullish in market structure. But yeah, you can see the daily trend is definitely bearish. Just quite focused on gold at the moment. If you have a GU chart, you can send that to me and then I can take a proper look at it. Definitely still potential of getting these gold cells. Why did GU wick up so much? No idea. Let's check it out. And what time frame are you talking about? Yeah, I have no idea. Just waiting on the candle close, guys. Could be a nice wick full on the 4-hour time frame.
Is it the 10-minute close coming up?
See that rejection?
Hey, gold boy. Hey.
Anyone taking those impulses is hurting right now. Nice 20 pips drawdown.
Nothing up, bruh. The 20 pips is gang, bruh. You.
Yeah. Went on the 5 minutes. Yeah, I have no idea, to be honest with you. We're in a range, that's probably why. We're respecting this level and respecting this level. So just wait for it to break. Importance of waiting for candle closes. Okay, so guys, this is one of the best examples I've seen in a long time of why you wait for a candle close when there's rejection wicks at that area. Because you can see here, a lot of people, I know for sure, a lot of traders took entries below this wick break in anticipation to fill that 4-hour wick. This one over here, you can see it's a 4-hour wick and anticipating price to just come down and possibly create a new low. But the fact that we had rejected this price level on numerous occasions indicated that we do need to see a candle close, because what that candle close would have told us, even if it was at this level over here, is that that is our lowest closing candle and that we aren't really, or we're beginning to not respect this sort of support level. So yeah, this was a really good lesson in why I always focus and I always tell you guys, wait for the candle to close. It's going to save you a lot of losses. And again, if price had, this is another good example, if price had just come down and to this area, that's where you just got to accept that you've missed the move and that you're going to have to wait for something else, or maybe that you don't take a trade during the day. But I always say this, it's so much better to miss a move than it is to lose a trade. Rather miss it, take something later or the next day. Then at least you're not chasing a loss the next time you take a trade. Took an L, Anon. Could have put my trading account on that you in this trade. Don't worry, bud. As long as you manage that risk. I mean, you had a nice healthy 40 pip stop loss. Don't stress about it though. On to the next one. And you've been in my chat for quite a while now, and I always tell you wait for those candle closes. So maybe this one will make you think. to be honest, guys, it is sometimes you need to take a proper loss or a massive loss to learn your lesson and once for all say, you know, this wasn't the right thing to do, or like I will never ever take an impulse entry again. But yeah.
People only learn from experience.
Yeah, and you learn 1,000 times more from a loss than you do like a win, you know? Would you adjust that zone now to be... No, because of that new low wick, or leave it the same? I'm going to leave it the same, and the reason for that is just because even now if price closed below this level and not below this level, it's still indicating to us that that is now the new lowest closing candle. So it'll still be closing below the lowest closing support level.
Check GJ.
Yeah, we're starting to come up, which is great.
Easy.
No bottom wick though. This 1 hour candle looks nice though.
I think it's just gonna pump up.
Yeah.
That's too weak, bruh. At least retest.
Yeah, that's... I don't know, this is such a tricky range at the moment. Here's that volume.
And I said so, eh?
Yeah.
I don't know why it does it, but GJ always. Not always, but...
It's that late volume.
Yep.
I actually hate GU.
Why?
Just don't like it. It's always choppy. Whenever someone in my chat asks me, please can you look at GU, it's always choppy. Probably gonna fill this 4 hour wick on GJ, I'm assuming. With London volume. Just such low confirmation trade. Not interested. Please guys, if you haven't, do remember to leave a like on the stream. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. If this current GJ candle close above, would you be worried about exhaustion? Probably not, because we had a high volume time. But I also think that, you know, now that it's pushing, it's probably going to go. Only problem with these sorts of wicks is you can literally reject anywhere within that wick. Don't know how we got trapped in such a bad range. What euro pair were you trading, James?
Euro GBP and Euro USD.
And did you miss your
Let's check.
entry?
I must end. I don't know, I think it's news, bro. You look at all the Euro pairs, they just shot up, bro. So it's like, but I know after news it goes back to market structure. So on this retest that I'm getting, I'm gonna enter buys.
Was it news?
I don't know, just check there. I can't see on my daily or economic calendar. That's probably news, bro. I mean, if all the Euro
Could be
pairs buy,
this, but I don't
yeah,
think
but
so.
it's all bought, bro. I think it's that, bro. It's probably it has to be. Definitely has to be. Because that impulse, bro, it's like that wasn't normal, bro. I will understand maybe if the one of them bought like Euro USD, but if all three bought, then I know it's Euro news to check.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, news. I need a new mouse, eh? Yo,
Is
mouse
yours
and mouse.
broken?
That's like I don't know.
When the sensor's not working so lacquer.
Not the same, just like when I'm clicking.
What you
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, it's coming, bro. Chocolate, go on, living. This probably could be an impulse, eh?
Yeah, but you see prices move quite a lot already.
I think it's gonna.
We've done 10 pips.
I think it's gonna reject,
Yeah.
get that minor pullback, and then put a
Might
sky.
just wait for New York
New York.
session to get some trades. I have a
Hey,
meeting with like I don't know if I don't think it's a broker, but it's someone who's involved in trading, and I don't know, they talk about a partnership, so I'm gonna have to see.
Partnership, hey.
Got that at some time today. Okay, here we go on GJ.
Impulse.
No, I'm not taking this.
Impulse. Impulse.
It's definitely filling this 4-hour wick, I think.
I say it's gonna buy.
It's only 8 pips away though. I know, London just provides such bad moves. Super inconsistent. What you watching there, bro?
Oh, how is my sister in bed? She's in MasterChef.
So the South African one.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at the 1 hour time frame on GJ. Plenty rejections here.
Yeah. GJ. I say that thing must come down for pullback since that push, and then we've got pretty money.
Yeah, I'm actually more than happy to wait for the
New
next
York.
session, yeah, or just like waiting for. I don't mind missing these moves, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
You know me and my discipline.
Yeah, yo. Proper. Gold is just yo. I don't
We
even know
might,
what.
to be honest, we might range until the news on gold.
I also say so. Eh?
Because you know gold, like before news, it always does this
Yeah, it
nonsense.
does. Like we did a massive push. You see that the reason why gold sold like this, bruh, it just hit the highest high, ne? On August.
Yeah, it almost did. It went to
Almost did it.
2070. I think the highest was 2076 or 2074. I think 76.
Mine's just 2071.
The highest high
2072 for me.
it was in 3rd of August. Mine's 2075 on my liquidity provider.
I'm using Forex.
Yeah.
Same.
No, but you're looking at the most recent one.
I'm looking at the wick. Yeah, the most recent one, yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about the highest
Oh, the
price
high,
it's
yeah.
ever been. 2020
yes.
August.
Yeah, bro.
This wasn't far away, eh?
Wasn't far at all. It's basically, you can say it tested the high, bro.
Yeah.
You can basically say it. And then look at the projection. Yo.
Yeah, we're all the way back down at the 1900s, almost into the 1800s.
I wouldn't be surprised if gold just sells, bro. Since it's at the highest high. Now it's probably gonna.
Well, look
try-
exactly what happened the last time it went up there.
Exactly. Look, it went up, sold.
That's how these things, when it comes to, you know, gold in a crisis, obviously,
True.
if it's a crisis, it's always going to go up in value, and then afterwards you can see how it just corrects itself.
Exactly. Like they say,
this-
bro.
Yeah?
They say, like when news comes, let's say you in a gold now, ne? Gold buys now because of news. But after news, gold will sell because it goes back to market structure.
Yeah, it does. It always reverts back to market structure.
Yeah.
But the only problem with news is news doesn't take into consideration anything except for the numbers, you know?
Yeah,
And then that's why it can be so dangerous.
exactly. I say gold's gonna send us out, bro. I don't know. Just yo, looking at it.
Based on the daily time frame, it looks really
Yeah,
like if we can
based-
break the daily this daily low, yo. To get down here it's a long way though.
And I sold gold at 1952, bro. If I just held,
Did you sell at 1952?
I sold at
Oh yeah,
1952.
below this level.
I just sold and then bro. If I held,
Should have kept a runner.
I should have, bro. But you know the thing is, it's easy to say because you see how what gold did it sold. If
Yeah,
gold
exactly.
bought, I would have seen that.
Yeah, a runner, stop loss at break even.
Should have, yeah. But I started this week using runner break even. Only
Okay.
like this week. Yo, okay. Hold the account, yo. Hey, stop, bro.
Okay, we did get a 15-minute candle close above this level.
In.
No.
Here's the type B.
Yeah,
Pretty
type
fifth.
B on the 15 though, the low confirmation.
Break of the high. I must enter in GG for my analysis. I'm done. I'll leave it.
Exactly.
It's not I bought Euro GBP now on the retest.
Okay.
But yo. Got in a nice push as well, eh?
Yeah. Icon. You got that song stuck in my head now.
Oh, it's on.
Icon.
God. Oh. I don't even know why I was singing it, eh?
Who's that again? Jaden Smith, isn't it?
What the? Jaden Smith, maybe?
Okay, gold's GJ's basically breaking the high of the previous 15. I don't know if anyone is interested in these GJ buys. It's pretty low confirmation. You obviously have these wicks to worry about. You'd be hoping that volume is going to push you straight through. But if you go look on the 30-minute, we've pushed all the way down here. The entry would have been about this level, anticipating to fill this wick and just volume to push us through.
Checking gold.
Coming up. Still 12 minutes until this candle close though.
I'm thinking of gold buys, eh?
Thinking of gold buys, I'm not. I am not at all.
You need a lot of patience, eh? Yeah. Across?
What do you say?
I said trading, bro. I need patience, bro.
Lots of patience. But you know what? It's like what's so easy about trading is you just need to let the markets do the work for you. Like, so I know the exact setup I want to see, but the only reason that's going to force me to, or not even force me, tempt me is like because I'm getting impatient, you know, and because I'm thinking, oh, I want to be in a trade, so I'm going to now take buys above this level, for example, or I was going to take these impulse sells. But that's not what I want to see. What I want to see is a candle close.
You want to see your setup play out.
Exactly. So you just need to wait for what you want to see, and if that doesn't come now, it's probably going to come at some point today. So just
relax it back.
Gold buy on. Yes, the day. Anon. You've just been faked out of gold sells, and now you want to hop into gold buys. Yeah. Waiting for the candle close. Wait for that candle close. But you're also trading into this for these daily candles. I can't. Nah, man, Zeus.
Gold is a buy. That's what happens.
I'll catch you.
New York session?
I'll catch you at the New York session. I'm not taking any buys. But it'll be nice if we form resistance at this level. Could try trade a range then.
I took one loss for the day. I take 2 losses, done for the day. Done.
Yeah, GJs could be coming down to create a higher low. So what can be expected on GJ, guys, is we've had the strong push, come back down to about this level, and then we start moving up again to further complete our moves. I do think we're going to have a bullish day on GJ. Just to me, that seems realistic.
Like that I was looking at, right?
Hey?
I was looking at also for GJ.
Yeah, we could have that pullback.
It's like you must the impulse, like flip, I must have take it. Then you take it on the high look itself. Then it's retesting, but now you don't think about that. You think of the loss you're in.
Exactly. That's why I always say, whenever I miss an impulse move, all I'm thinking about is, okay, I'm just going to wait for that pullback and I'll buy it back up to either the high or the low. Because then you're buying at a better price, first of all, and you've had that extra confirmation.
Yes, and it's a safer entry.
Exactly.
But now if it doesn't get the retest in the cells, then it's valid. Then at least you know.
Yeah, it's fine.
Gold. It's gold, man.
Like I say, my bro, miss that trade instead of lose that trade.
I want gold to sell retest first and then not buy. Gold rocks. A gold can be a gangster also, eh? Yeah.
Yeah, gold destroys.
Gold is a gangster, bro.
Gold's the type of thing though that, you know, if you know the right times to trade it and how it moves, it's just like, it is quite easy money, I'll be honest.
Gold is gold. Gold pay you a lot.
Like, I could very happily just trade gold, but I just like to do GJ so I have something in the mornings, you know?
No, cheating, man. I prefer gold over the indices now. gold, like it's like yo.
Yeah. Well, it moves more consistently, and it moves just as much, you know.
Exactly.
These candles, like I was looking yesterday, there's like 80 pip candles on the 5 minute. Like this one is 20 pip 5 minute candles. That's like a full range on GJ. That's this whole range on GJ. 20 pips. And that covers, you know, one 5 minute gold candle. It's
Gold
insane.
way. It's really pays. See, that's what I was scared of gold there, that rejection.
Yeah.
And it failed.
Yeah, if we can get resistance to form at this level, I think then we can retest, you know, 1914, come back down.
Yeah. He's good at Nas cross.
Who? Steezy.
Mm.
Does he trade it a lot?
Oh, that guy catches that thing, bro. I don't know what he does, bro.
Market open or just in general?
Just like in general. We realize that market open on Nasdaq, it's very risky, bro. Because like, so what happens is, Nas will buy, né? And it'll sell immediately, bro. So it's like that can will be like doji, bro. Like there's equal buyers and sellers. So it's like, yo, bro, risky.
I know too many people that have blown accounts on Nasdaq, bro.
Yeah, Nas.
Too
And
many.
Nas like fake out, bro.
I wouldn't really say he's a friend, but like he's someone I know, bro, and all he does is he'll trade Nasdaq open, and he just won't use a stop loss. Because you know what his mentality is? It's like, yo, whenever I put a stop loss, like I get wicked out, like you keep talking about, and then price goes in my favor. But then the problem is, as soon as you stop setting that stop loss, price never comes in your favor.
Yo, where?
Then there's trouble. Yeah, literally rogue.
Nasdaq. But you stopped trading Nas, né?
Yeah, I made good money trading Nas, but I just.
Yeah, you made gang, bro.
But I just couldn't like. I don't know. I don't like it how you can then mainly only trade it, you know, later on in the day, and I know I really enjoy trading gold, and like I do enjoy GJ. It's just it has its times, you know. Like, do you remember end of the year last year? I always talk about this with you. Remember how nice GJ was?
Yeah, I remember.
And we used to talk about how that was like the best conditions we've seen in like forever, basically.
Yeah, that's the best.
And that was all GJ. Let me actually go find it on the weekly. It was these moves. Remember, 6th of December. Remember, you were in the Discord call with me when I did a swing trade on this.
I was showing that
yeah. And got like 500, or no, it wasn't 500, it was like 200, 130 pips out of that.
Yeah, pips, I think.
Yeah, that was a later on impulse entry that I took.
200 pips.
Yeah.
I missed so many swings last week, eh? Yo!
Who?
Yeah, I said I missed swing trades last week.
Swing trades.
It's like, you know when you're in blues, bruh? You know when like, when you get like, you in blues, then you're like, yo, I want to close and pay yourself.
Yeah, so secure profits.
Yeah, secure. So I wanted to secure and like be like, aware, let me pay myself, grow the account nice. But then when I close it, eventually I come back later and I look at my analysis, it hit like my TP 1, 2, 3, and then like it plays out. So it's just like.
But that's why you leave a runner in.
Yeah, but that's why I started using a runner this week.
I always tell you, leave a runner in. Like a runner, of course, it is just like, you know, 20% of your position, sometimes even less. It just is going to be extra money though, which is nice.
There's one swing I had across, bruh. Yo, I don't know what my psychology was on, bruh. My entry, né? My entry came back where I bought. It came back to entry twice, bruh.
And did you hold?
The hell, that thing all the way to TP, bruh.
I don't know how you're ex swing traders, I don't know how you guys do that.
The swinging where you need to, yeah.
Yeah, but well, that's also a lot of swing traders aren't very profitable, you know.
Depends on the trader, bro.
Definitely depends on the trader, but you know, it's very like this. I mean, remember when you started with me, like in swing trading, there's not really much risk management because obviously you're holding positions. So now let's say you go up into 50 pips profit and come back to entry, and then start going into losses. You don't even like swing traders wouldn't close parts of their position. Whereas you know,
stop loss.
yeah, I don't know.
What's just different trading styles?
Yeah, not for me, chief.
You like your money now.
Yeah,
Out
give
the
it
market.
to me in the next 20 minutes and then.
Out the market.
But that's what I always say about swing trading. It's like for me to predict where the next 30-minute candles are gonna go is really hard. Like I think that's like really hard. So now if I'm trying to predict where the next 30-minute candles are gonna go, like that's almost impossible, you know? So that's why for me doing day trading and short term is a lot easier because you're predicting a lot less. But yeah, I mean some people are good. Okay, this candle's about to close. Okay, so anyone who took those impulse gold buys, well done. Lesson 2 of the day learned for waiting for the candle close.
Oh, gold.
I like how we are respecting that resistance level though. Super slow morning. Wow.
I need to come back to Cape Town, bro, soon. No.
Did you enjoy it?
It's nice there, bro. My friend's getting a place in Durbanville.
Northern suburbs.
Yeah, that one of the estates there.
This might be a fake out on the 5-minute. I'm just gonna def in quick seems.
Oh, where?
Gonna def in quick seems.
Oh, where?
Okay, I think that's going to be it for the stream today, guys. I hope that we all have a really, really good rest of your day. I'm probably going to be waiting for moves on some buys later on GJ, hopefully New York. Otherwise, some sells on gold. I'm still very bullish on GJ, only looking for buys, and on gold, I'm pretty much only looking for sells. I hope that you guys have a good day. Trade safely. Remember, there is a lot of US dollar news coming in today and throughout the day, so just be careful with gold and be careful with if you're trading, you know, GU anything. So yeah, have a great day. I'll see you guys. I will be tomorrow's Discord day, so tomorrow's going to be Discord session for the London Open, and then we'll be streaming back again on Friday. So I will see you guys all tomorrow. Anyone who's in the Discord, if you aren't, you guys know where to find the link in the Telegram. So yeah, thanks for all the support, guys, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Cheers.